Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. This is going to be episode 4 of working on the little Wintersteiger seed mech. We have the unit warming up so we can change the oil. We also have a new shop friend. This is a stray cat. It's tame. And I'm guessing somebody dumped it out. We're in a little town of about 300 people here. And sadly, we get strays all the time. We've never bought a pet once. They always just show up. So, cute little cat. It's a little vocal, let's say. With all that being said, we're going to go ahead, get started, get the oil changed. We'll bring you along. We're here on the side of the combine, and fortunately, Wintersteiger had the forethought to put a drain line on the oil pan. This is so nice when they do this. We're going to drain our oil right into the 5-gallon bucket that we put our diesel fuel in. Wow. That sucker is in there.
There's gas in here. The black cat is in here.
I let him in.
Huh?
I let him in. There we go. It's draining now. That plug was in there. We're getting our last few droplets out of the line, then we'll seal this back up and move into the engine bay and pull the spin-off filter, replace that, and then fill it right back up. I wanted to inspect the little drain plug that I could not get loose and make sure it was free for the next guy. And everything looks good. There was no grit, as you can see on the fingers. We'll be able to put this right back together. Up in the engine bay. Wow, that filter is hot. I think I'm gonna get my gloves. Got my gloves on now. Didn't fancy the idea of getting scalded with oil. I'm sure, yeah, she's gonna leak. Couldn't have put this down at a proper angle. Crazy guys. Oh, you gotta love it. Of course, there's a mile of threads. Holy moly. Tighten him up a little bit. Dry him off one more time. Hot, 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 hot. Have our new 1191 oil filter. Put oil, new oil, on the O-ring. And I'm not going to pre-fill this because it's going to suck to get it on there. All right, let's move on using Rotella 1540 diesel engine oil. And there's an annoying little thing here where you can't get a funnel to set in there nicely. So we will try our very best to pour it. We're going to start with 2 quarts and see how full it is. We put in 1 gallon of Rotella 1540, and we are just above the cross hatching on the dipstick. I'm hoping that's coming through on camera. Once we get our oil filter filled, I have a feeling we're going to be perfect. We'll fire it up and test my theory. Contact. Pull our dipstick. We are actually a little bit low now. Hoping that's coming through on camera. So we'll top it off. We're perfect now, guys. Right at the end of the crosshatch. Perfect oil level. Now that we have the filter labeled where you can actually read it, we're gonna go ahead, call this engine oil change done. We're gonna get started draining the hydraulic oil. This is not as nice as the engine oil, so I've got the funnel ready. Cat is very loud. I don't know if you can hear it or not. We're going to go ahead and tighten up our drain plug. That should be plenty good enough since we have the copper crush washer. Now that we have the drain plug tightened, we can go ahead and remove our filter. Of course, it's going to gush. Move our bucket over. Nothing about this that's nice. Really regretting having done this one-handed. Oh yeah, yep. Delicious. This SPH part number I was having an extremely hard time coming up with, and I ordered one of these from Germany, I think, and my neighbor was able to find me this K&N HP 3001 filter. I've already screwed it on. You can see we have oil on the rubber seal, and I'm very grateful to him for finding this because that sped me up. I would say we got 2.5, possibly 3 gallons out of the hydraulic reservoir. I've got our Napa tractor hydraulic transmission fluid right here. This stuff has always served me well in the past. We're going to transfer it into the gallon jug. That way it's a lot easier to manage because I don't think I can get a funnel in there. We're live. Fortunately, it didn't hurt too bad. That's awesome. This thing has a little filter screen. Hoping this will come out on camera. We are just a scooch over the mark right here. So, all good to go on the hydraulic fluid. I continued where the previous owner was putting their maintenance log with the label maker, of course, and I also crossed the K&N filter to the NAPRA number, which was 1515, and I also did it on the filter just to be safe for the next owner. Now that we're done with all of the fluids, we are going to move on to cleaning out the outauger. You can see it is filled with deliciousness. And the hopper. This is the lower clean out door on the hopper. You can see it was maintained properly. Always nice. This is probably like a 5, maybe 10 bushel hopper. It's kind of hilariously small. And this is a look down in the cylinder. You can see the RAS bar there, just barely. Let's go ahead and get started up in the hopper. We're working up in the hopper. You can see there are a pair of choke plates on the doghouse over the outauger. This is reminiscent of the old 510. It had choke plates just like this. I'm going to try to buzz them loose with a 13mm socket. That one came. They all came loose, as far as I know. There we go. Now we can actually get in there to vacuum the thing out. We'll just repeat those steps on the other side, and then we'll slide them back down once we're all done. We're getting ready to vacuum out the hopper. We're using the large Twin City vacuum, and I'm gonna just roll time lapse on this because it's vacuuming. We'll bring you along. As you can see, we have made it to the wash pad. I'm gonna go ahead, roll another time lapse because it's literally washing a combine. You guys have seen that before. We have the small parts out here for washing as well. And I've got the Honda power washer fueled up. Let's get rolling. Nothing to it but to do it.
have the little Wintersteiger thoroughly washed. The only thing I'm going to do is now see if it will fire up now that she's nice and waterlogged, and then roll the belts so that I can wash them as they roll past at idle. It's about the last step in the washing process. She came out very clean. I was very impressed. Found a lot of grime and grit throughout here. Everything's nice and clean. I have quite a bit of experience washing combines, as anyone on the channel can attest. Came out very clean. I like it. So, like I said, I'm going to get you guys on the magnetic mount, see if the old engine will fire up, and then I will wash the main belts leading into the thrashing cylinder. I probably won't film that because I'm sure you guys have seen enough washing. So then, of course, we do have the small parts to wash, but I'm not going to film that either because you've seen enough. So, like I said, let's get it fired up. We're going to see if the girl will fire up now that she's nice and wet. Let her clickety-clack pump for a little bit. Wait for the glow plugs to go off. They're off now. Oh yeah! She's a purring. She's a running. Just do a quick walk around with everything turning. Like I said, I'm going to wash this as everything is working, trying not to get water in the fans as much as possible. But this will just make it to where everything gets as clean as possible. The seed is normally pneumatically blown around, so you can see we've got water and stuff gurgling out of that, so that's why I don't want to put it down in the fans more than I already have to. But she's running. Nice to see. She fired right up quick. That was awesome. She's really running smooth now that she's got probably an hour on her. Like I said, I'm going to wash the belts so that they're perfectly clean. You want to be very careful up against that thing. Don't get your hose in it or any digits. I'll be staying well away from that. She's a runner. I've got the belts all washed off. The unit just continues to purr like a kitten. This thing is awesome. So cute, I kind of want to keep it around. But we got to move it to our brethren south of the border. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this episode. I only have the small parts to wash. No need to film that. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, comment below, and we'll see you guys next time.